Join me as you and I and you take a journey to become better writers together and geek out.
Hey,
Hey,
that's not what you said. Hello? Ralph, I think you're muted.
yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I thought you
Okay,
said
I
you're
was
gonna...
saying that I was stuck over here, and to me, the whole thing was still happening, and the whole video for the premiere was happening, and
see, okay.
I'm like,
You know
that's
me,
not fine.
whenever you say that, I run and go get something. So I just sitting back down. Like, whenever you say, we're going to put you in the back room, bring you back out, I run and go get something. Say, oh,
I'm always
he's gonna
like,
introduce...
is he gonna come back in time?
He's gonna introduce Nat first. Oh wait, Nat's not here. Don't. Hey, what's good?
Well, everything's pretty good, guys. It's been an interesting week. We have so much horror stuff like just coming up for the next. We have so much stuff that I'm thinking of making a special show next week Thursday to bring up a couple more people that need to showcase their horror stuff because the spooktacular has gotten spooky.
Tomorrow, Thursday?
No, next week Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured that I'll put it far
I'll
enough.
try.
Yeah, put it far enough ahead. Get a couple of guests to come on, showcase their stuff, and have a nice little spooktacular.
Not cool.
Yeah, because I've been trying to get everybody into the schedule, and it hasn't been working. Or stuff has happened, and certain people haven't shown up for certain days, and I'm like, okay.
Like last week.
Yeah.
Well, these are the problems you want to have, right?
These are great problems.
Yeah, these are great problems.
Yeah, and nobody's doing anything. It's just stuff happens, And as adults, we know that stuff happens. Oh, life and adulting.
Yeah. Well, these are the busiest months for a lot of people.
Dude, we
got
got
Halloween,
really...
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that, and
like
everybody's birthday is in these couple of months because
exactly.
Because a lot of people got pregnant in January, February. So if you do the math, all the birthdays are coming up. Hey,
Mystic Despair High, Shen High.
Hey, Shen.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Well, right now we have a special guest host, and that's George Mikhail.
Hey, George.
Hey, guys. Hey, yeah, George Mikhail. Thanks for
Michael. And I was like, no.
Just call me Careless Whisper.
You got some awesome comics back there, man. Amazing Spider-Man 300. That's all, man.
Thanks, dude.
That's nice.
Oh yeah. I could never tell you're a geek, man. Oh man, so we got you on. You're another one of these guys who have all a beautiful supernatural horror type book happening at this moment. Like I was telling the guys, and it's like every time I turn around, somebody's like, Ralph, I know you're doing your spooktacular. What's going on? Let's showcase some stuff. And I'm like, and we want to showcase. So
yeah,
George, go ahead, tell everybody. Give the spiel.
So I'm the writer of a comic book called Cover of Darkness that's published by SourcePoint Press. It featured a shared universe of horror characters. So we got vampires in it, werewolves, the Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Frankenstein. The story involves a family in medieval Romania that gets separated from each other, and they encounter all those villains. Within that family, there's twin shapeshifters, boys that can turn into animals. So you get gorillas fighting werewolves, and they can turn to any animal too. I got a polar bear taking on a yeti in this thing. It's bananas. And we've reimagined the classic horror characters. In our version, the werewolves are Vikings. Dr. Mary Frankenstein, the most brilliant inventor in all of Atlantis, resurrects her husband, but it goes terribly wrong. The same restorative properties that brought him back to life reanimate the dead. He's like the king of the zombies. So yeah, it's just a lot of monster fun, and it's being released as a hardcover. All 6 issues came out this year in comic book stores, and now we're doing the hardcover on Kickstarter and card game.
Oh man, you are making sure to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Let's play the videotape.
Mary Frankenstein, like Mary Shelley, the writer. Ah,
Yeah.
got that.
Breaking news. Out of Romania, reports of werewolves battling gorillas, lions, and even elephants have surfaced. For more on this developing story, we go to special Lycan correspondent. Wait, what? Come on, Karen, I just read the teleprompter. No, I don't think you're funny. Sorry for the false alarm. This is a video for the Cover of Darkness Kickstarter campaign. For the graphic novel featuring thrilling artwork by the uncanny MJ Hibblen is 100% completed and ready to print. Set in medieval Romania, where evil lurks under the cover of darkness, one family will be pushed to their absolute limits. They will face legendary monsters and encounter obstacles they never imagined existed. Werewolves, vampires, Frankenstein, and the mummy. When everything is on the line, simply surviving is not enough. I must say, this comic book really does look outstanding. So there you have it, Cover of Darkness, graphic novel, available now on Kickstarter. Put away your pitchforks and get yourself a copy today.
Gotta admit, that was a little bit different there. I like the whole news story thing going on.
I thought it'd be fun, kind of mix it up instead of just me talking.
It worked out, and then on the whole little kick in there where I'm just reading the teleprompter. Shen says she loves herself some werewolves. Who doesn't? Dude, I was kidding with you in the beginning, but it does look like one of those RPG manuals, to start your own RPG world, your tabletop role-playing type of game. It does. It looks really nice.
Thank you. The artwork is done by MJ Hibblen. He's an artist based out of the UK, and he does everything digitally with his finger. He doesn't use a pencil or a stylus. Wow. It's all with his finger, the line art and the colors. I've seen this guy work too. He just moves like a man possessed, like it never stops. And it gives us a real kind of gritty, kinetic energy to the artwork.
It does. It looks really nice. When they were going through the pages in the video, I was like, "Whoa, that's beautiful!" It feels horror, and at the same time, it's very colorful. And usually, those two things don't go together.
Yeah, that Frankenstein looked awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's a cool take on Frankenstein. I liked it.
Yeah, we gave him like a superconductor to the cranium, cool. a metal jaw, and a cookie jar lid to put the brain back in.
Yeah. Like you made it your own, but you can still tell it's Frankenstein. That's just cool, man. That's cool.
I think that's one of the things I like when people do this kind of stuff is when you can tell it's still what you know. Right. Like you've tweaked it, you played with it, it's your version of it, but at the same time you go, oh, there's Frankenstein, there's the werewolf, there's Dracula or the vampires or whichever way you're going with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to kind of do your own twist on these things, but you want to pay homage to what's come before you too.
That drawing right there, that wolf, man, just looks like that Ashley Wood stuff. You ever seen that, like that Metal Gear Solid comic? It looks like that. It's just it's awesome, man.
It does. It looks fantastic. It looks great. They are at $2,192. They need to get to $3,638. They got 46 backers. That's pretty good already. And you guys still have 19 days to go, so there's plenty of time to get them funded and get them over. Because like we like to say here on the Bit and Apple, it's better to get them overfunded, because that's when they're actually helping the creator put this stuff out or prepare future projects to be put out. No one's making a profit here, folks, unless they're making a big chunk of money, and that's way more than we're putting into. So try to support as much as possible. And if you love horror, this is your month, people, because like we were just saying, there's just so much amazing horror happening right now, or horror comics, or horror comedy, or It's just all out there for the taking.
Thank you. Yeah. So one thing that's really cool about this series, though, is it may seem like there's a lot, and you're like, oh, it's too much. They just threw everything into it. We reveal the world slowly, and so that it makes sense. In every issue, it goes back and forth between our family's adventure. They're on a collision course with the monsters and a monster's origin story. So in this hardcover, you get 6 issues, 5 monster origin stories, and then in issue 6, it's our epic conclusion where it all comes together.
Nice. And right now they're getting the whole shot in one big hardcover, beautiful hardcover book. So you know, if you guys like to read your stories in one sitting, this is the book to get for you.
Thanks. And we're also offering a card game. If you're able to scroll down a little bit on the page there, you'll be able to see the artwork from the card game. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So there's the graphic. That's the graphic novel. And then if you keep going, then we're going to hit the card game a little bit after that.
It's a really nice looking hardcover book. I'm telling you, look at that. And it does. It reminds me of my books back here for all the role-playing games.
Nice. We actually went with a virgin cover. Because I'm like, you know what? We're doing this on the Kickstarter. People know what it is. It has the title. There's a card game. It has the title on the spine. That's all you need.
Exactly.
And that way you don't have to take away from the art. So this card game, I actually developed it with my 9-year-old daughter, and we took this old game called Golf that you used to play with playing cards, and you'd get 4 cards dealt to you face down, and you can only look at the bottom row once, and then you have to draw cards and you have to try and make pairs. If you make a pair, then your score goes down to 0. And if you have 3 of a kind, it goes -0, and these sorts of things. And the goal of Golf is to have the lowest score possible. This game is a lot of fun, and we were playing it a lot when we were having parties and having friends over. It's really nice too because you can kind of hang out and visit with people and talk and drink, and the game doesn't like totally dominate everything. You can have a nice social time too with it. But what we did is we kind of reverse engineered it. So we took that basic game engine and we changed it so that we expanded it. So now you're getting 6 cards dealt to you, all with like really cool monster art on them. And they're tarot card size, so they're a little bit bigger. And you're trying to build the most powerful monster army. So when you get pairs, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, that adds to your score. And we've added these like bonus cards, like kind of new twists to the game. So we have like goblin cards, which allows you to steal another player's cards. We have a Gravedigger card that lets you dig through the discard pile and get the card that you need.
Nice.
There's even death cards and resurrection cards and lots of cool stuff like that.
It sounds really cool. I like the cards are nice and big. The art on them is beautiful. You know, I can see some of the art from the books as well.
Yes.
Is it all art from the books, or some of the stuff is exclusive to the game?
It's mostly art from the books, but there's also some kind of art that's exclusively on the cards as well.
It's always a good thing to give a little more exclusivity on things. Look at this thing. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's 70 cards. They're tarot card size, and it's a fun game. We've been playing it for about a year now. Like when my daughter and I made it, it was on like little cue cards that you would use for like school to like test yourself. And so we were playing with that. And then now to get it like properly designed, Dave Lentz, who is graphic designer and a letterer, he works on Good Boy through SourcePoint Press and all of Garrett's books. He helped with the graphic design for the cards.
It's a great job. You got something really good going here, and you guys see how much stuff you have here, how much beautiful art. There's so much to pick from in this.
Thank you. And we tried to price it really reasonably. Like the card game is $22, the hardcover is $40. So you know these are prices that you.
That is pretty decent because usually for a hardcover like yours is about $50 to $60.
Yeah, so for $55 you get the card game and the hardcover.
Look at that. For under what I said, you get both. Usually when you do the $60, you just get the hardcover book. Here you get the game and the book.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to have it kind of priced the same as what I would sell it at like a convention. I hate it when I've done Kickstarters in the past where it's like you sold this book for, $20, $30, and then now you're selling it for half that price at a convention, and it's like, hey man, I backed your book, and now you're selling it for. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's sorry, man. So I just wanted it to be the same. So if you buy it on the Kickstarter, and then if you run into me eventually, maybe I'll have a couple of these hardcovers. It'll be the same price.
There you go. I feel like what some of them try to do as well. In the Kickstarter, you get an exclusive book because we're not making that book. Here, in person, you get a different book. Because that's how I see. Some people try to get over on it, and I'm like, it kind of works because if you pack the Kickstarter, it's an exclusive book you got, and if you go buy it at the cons, at least it's different. Some people try to I sold it on the Kickstarter for this much. I'm selling the book now for this much, and you're like, hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, you got something great going there, and people, like you saw, make sure you support. We'll put the link into the chat over here on the side. Shen says, such amazing detail and color. It gives off a mystical feel, like diving into worlds like Never Ending Story or Dark Crystal. Yeah, she's right.
That's high praise. Yeah, no, we'll take that. Absolutely.
All right, so there you have it. We'll put the link. Actually, I'll do that right now. Put the link in the chat, and you guys go and support, because this is what we should do. We should support each other, raise each other up, and because there's so much great stuff, and you're supporting dreams. That's what we like to say. These are dreams that people are trying to make happen, and that's what we're supporting. And speaking of dreams, our next guest, or our official guest, or our friend over here on the side, is the amazing artist herself. I call her Des because I always mess up her name. But she can introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Dzhelasi. I'm a digital artist. I also do traditional work with ink and alcohol markers. But digital's my thing. I do creepy, cute artwork, and I love bats.
I love it, man. Oh, dude, I love that. I love the creepy, cute art is exactly what it is. It's really cute, and I can tell that you're beginning to get a nice following, because those pillows are cute as heck, and they're selling out like crazy, right?
Thank you. Yeah. It's so funny because at first it was like, should I draw bats? Because I really want that. That's what I like. And people were like, no, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I just was scared. I'm just gonna draw whatever I want. And then the following just came, and people just love them. So I lucked out.
Oh, you did. And it's good, when you get to draw exactly what you love, what you like. Because sometimes you don't get to choose that.
I mean, I think you always get to choose, but sometimes they'll say otherwise. Sometimes.
I feel like you do, but sometimes what you love exactly, you don't get to choose to do it as much. There you go. You don't get to do as much as you would like to. I feel like with you right now, it's like,
well, sometimes you can find fun ways to do an assignment that you don't like.
That's true.
So, what's your favorite species of bat?
Ooh.
Hello, Nat, by the way.
Shh, they don't
the
need
bumblebee
to
bats are cute.
Okay.
They're really small, and any long-eared bats, like the brown long-eared bat, have really nice big ears and small cute faces.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's the Himalayan type of bat, where it's white with yellow orange kind of a color.
Yeah, the banana bats.
The Honduran ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
Cool. Yeah, there's a ton. I could go on for days.
Oh yeah, there's more bats in the mammal species than there are mammals.
There's over
Really?
2,000 species.
Ooh. There goes Chris Gonzalez saying, "Hey sis."
Hey sis, she's always supportive.
Shen said they're super adorable, and I agree. These bats are really cute and adorable.
So we got a pizza rat. We also got a pizza bat. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from the Bronx, so it's
Well, it makes sense then.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
I find the pizza bat cuter than the pizza rat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I kind of mixed it in with a raccoon.
Rats are
deal.
not cute, man.
Yeah, it has a New York feel to it. So I see what you're saying about mixing it.
Yeah, because like I mean, I used to take the like public transportation a lot.
Yeah.
So like when you get off at like the 6 train at Lehman College in like
Mhm.
Bedford Park area, there's like always this family of raccoons that was always out. So I got inspired by that.
Oh yeah, if you see raccoons late, they're so big, man. If you see
Oh
them,
yeah.
they're like the size of little
It always
puppies.
bugs people out when you tell them, "Oh, there's raccoons in the city." They go, "There's
No, because
raccoons in the city."
they come out at night. That's why a
Yep.
lot of people don't.
They're
Yeah.
harmless. They don't do
Yeah.
anything.
No, they're harmless, but they're huge.
Oh no. Anytime I run into them, it's always the same thing. They always stand there and go, "You don't see nothing." Oh man. So you started off with these cute bats. Do they start off as prints first? Because I know they're pillows now.
Whenever I draw something, I try to draw it so that it goes on at least 6 things.
Right.
So I usually do prints and stickers first, and then play it by there and see what people like and don't like about it. Which ones are favorites, and then I moved on to the pillows, t-shirts, things like that. But usually it's a sticker or print first, and then keychain pin.
Well, we love your stuff because I know Kadma was able to do a big piece from you, and even our friend Shadow has done his statue versions or figure versions of your art.
I've seen those are dope. That's
Oh
cool.
man, let's see. I think I
It's
got.
always fun to see the artwork go in different types of mediums and see what people can do with it. So it is nice to see that in like the clay versions of things.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job with them. He actually brought your creation to life to where it looked exactly like you created it, which was fantastic.
Yeah, but I could never. I have no patience for no patience for that whatsoever. So kudos to him.
Oh, I don't blame you. It's like when people was like, "Oh, Ralph, how do you draw?" I draw nice little stick figures that tell the story. They're great stick figures. I love them, but hey. Shen says, you sure they're raccoons and not Ratsvin raccoon hoodies? Oh man. Of course, in the city, I've seen possums in the city.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I've seen possums in the city.
Scary, dude.
Oh yeah, they are scary. They're scary as heck.
They're
Yeah,
harmless too. They won't do anything.
Oh, they look scary. Well, everything is harmless, man. Everything we're scared of is harmless. Like mice and
There's
spiders. Spiders are the most harmless, and people are definitely afraid of them.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They're the most harmless.
I bet Jordan could go outside right now and find all 3 things we're talking about.
Exactly.
There's a skunk that runs around downtown Vancouver.
Jeez.
Yeah. I've seen it a couple times.
Pizza rat, bat.
I gotta tell you, man, that looks fantastic. That little bat as the little pizza bat as a pillow. It looks fantastic.
Thank you. They're super soft too, and I fill them with like a polyfill, but they're like a hypoallergenic, and they don't bulk, so that way it stays squeezable all the time.
No, man, that looks really nice, and of course, you have to have your taco bat.
That seems to be the favorite over here so far.
I can see why. I like the pizza bat better, but this one looks like it is a comfy pillow. Oh, this is so cute. I gotta say, I was like, whoa, this is a really cute bat.
Thank you. I had to do some. They were like asking me to do something a little bit more out of the color range that I usually use.
Right.
There's something a little bit softer, so I ended up making
I was wondering what the difference was because I was looking at it and going, "There's something different about this." And you're right. It's the lighter colors, the brighter colors.
Usually, when I draw stuff, I do like a thick black line art. This is like the first time I actually did some colored line art, so the line art matches a little bit more towards the color palette.
It came out really nice. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Chris is saying, "Oh, they're very comfortable." She also said, Perfect little pepperoni bat. Love him.
Yeah, she was the first one. If I didn't give her the first one, it would have been a problem.
I can imagine. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm looking at that nice New York pizza bat, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, definitely had to bring some New York in there.
This one is cute too.
Thank you. So on October 7th, which is our first Friday here, every first Friday in our area, they have like all the businesses do different shows and pop-ups for people. I did one with a friend of mine, Chica Tacos, who did some cupcakes, and then we donated a percentage to Living Beyond Breast Cancer.
Right.
So
Oh, that
anything
looks
that I
so
sell
nice.
in my shop this month, a percentage is going to Living Beyond Breast Cancer.
Well, you heard that, folks. You buy this month, you can even help out a little bit against breast cancer. You know, cancer is a monster, and we should try to defeat it as much as we can. Oh my God, I gotta say, I was like, wow. I think you upped your game here.
I'm trying to improve.
Oh no, I have well, we've known each other for a while now, and your art has improved by leaps and bounds. Not saying that it was bad before, it's just saying that it's even better now.
Thank you.
Where did this one come from? Because this one feels a little like, you know what? I want a happy type of thing, but at the same time, it's
Not
me.
so happy. Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, Catalina, she's an artist as well. She likes to draw chickens and clowns and stuff. And she was like, "You should draw a clown bat." And I was like, "Okay." So there you go. It's that simple. No big story behind it. She asked, received.
Well, so, you know, I know we've talked about this before, but collabs, sometimes some of the best ideas come from collaborations. You
Oh
know,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, you're just playing around, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, look at this.
Yeah, because it might be something that you didn't think of on your own,
Exactly.
or wouldn't normally do, like this, for instance, especially with the colors and stuff.
Oh,
It was fun.
definitely. It
It's
looks
always
really
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
I
Looks
love
like
the coloring.
society got to it.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It feels like life may be stuck on it, but at the same time, they're trying to move forward and be happy.
It's like Jordan, how he's feeling right now in the back rooms, just trapped there. He can't move. He's stuck there.
Well, that's
You
because
know?
he's on the bottom of the screen.
No. That's not Jordan. Don't you read the name? That's not Jordan.
Oh yeah, now, yeah. So Jordan was saying that he looks like Stan, and I have to agree, he does look like Stan.
This was our chat on the side. Tony, let Ralph know that Stan wants to be in. Like, who's Stan? What?
We just saw Stan.
Don't worry. They can all read the chat. It's over on the side every time we pop in a message, so we can have our
Ralph
nice
can see
commentary
it.
on the side.
Ralph can see it.
Oh my God, I have to
Oh.
say, when I saw this one, I fell in love with it. This is so cute.
Happy Halloween. Nice.
Oh, where did this idea come from? I know it's Halloweeny, but I have to ask because it's just adorable.
Yeah, it was just me going out and checking out all the Halloween stuff that was coming out. And I was like, I didn't have anything really Halloween related. So pumpkin jack-o'-lantern was the first thing that people suggested, and just went from there.
I have to say, it looks like you got yourself a Halloween mascot.
I think so. Between him and the ghost one, people are
Oh my
like
God,
those a
yeah,
lot.
I love the ghost one.
So I might have to draw them a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you found yourself some new favorites here because as soon as I saw them, I was like, oh my God, these things are so cute.
That's good to hear.
I know you're doing prints and stuff. Have you decided? Have you ever gone in the pins direction? Because some of these will make some great pins.
I do have pins. I
Okay.
don't have any of these right now.
Okay.
But I started off with acrylic pins, and I did have a limited edition enamel pin of the Sweetling bat, which is the pink one with the ice cream.
Right.
But those sold out, and but I haven't decided on making any more animal ones. Maybe in the future.
I gotta admit that's the key word here. Like every time I'm watching your feed, I'm like, this sold out, this sold out. I'm like, dude, she's doing pretty good.
That's cool, man. Look with the candlelight. That's awesome.
Oh, man, dude, I told you, I saw this bat. I was like, I'm in
cool.
love.
Thank you. And my sister suggested that. I told her, I was like, I think about drawing it with a candelabra, and she was like, do it. That's all. She was like the little devil on my shoulder, but like the good kind, you know. And she's always like, just do it, do it. I'm like, all right, fine. So shout out to Chris for
Oh my gosh,
pushing me to do
yeah.
so.
See, she's saying you're welcome here on the side. I have to agree. This was a great idea. I'm happy you pushed her. This thing is so cute. Now, but see, now in my head, I'm like, now I need to see a Phantom of the Opera bat.
Listen, I'll get it done in a couple of days. All right.
Yeah, because if this is cute, I can just imagine, a little horrible Phantom of the Opera.
It's okay. It's you put it out there. It's gonna happen.
Dude, I love your art. I love your style. And when you did the piece for Cadmo, which was a Harley piece with the Joker, little stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was so
that was fun.
cute. Oh,
I'm so thankful for her for letting me do that. It was very, very fun project.
she loves it, and that's why we ended up giving when we did the whole Appletinis with Shadow. I was like, dude, you got to do the little figure so now she can have a physical version of it because she just loves that thing.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's such a good job on it.
So, I know you do commissions and, which we're talking about right now. And I've seen a bunch of your commissions and they're pretty great quality. Have you been doing many commissions now?
Commissions now are on hold because I have another kid's book coming out. And I'm also working with somebody on a comic. So,
ooh.
Yeah, that's still in the lowdown, so I can't really say too much about it, but I'm working on character development at the moment. So once that comes out, I'll definitely let you guys know. But that's the reason why.
I have to say that looking at your art, I can't. I'm looking forward to seeing what this comic looks like.
I'm hoping to do something in the mix in the middle between these and like the scarier pieces that I do.
Right.
So it's a little bit more detailed than the bats, but
yeah,
pushing it.
I know, but I've seen your I guess your scale of where you can go, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't think it was gonna be cutesy, but at the same time, it's gonna have that quality of Des, as I call it, the quality of Des. Where it just has this life to it.
Thank you. As soon as I can put some stuff up, I'll definitely be posting it on social media.
Look, she's throwing ideas at you.
Freddy, Jason, Mike Myers.
Or horror killers like a Bat Freddy, a Bat Jason, a Bat.
She tells you this stuff
She
tells you this stuff all the time. She just wants a record of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
now I can't say anything. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, remember that time you were on there? I said it. I put it in the chats, and I'm like, dang, you're right. Okay."
Look, you said you would do it live.
She gonna pull out the receipts.
Running with
it.
Man. Just do it.
Yeah, I'll be
just
so busy.
Do it.
We got witnesses. Okay, that's a sibling right there, because they're taking advantage of it right now. Come on, go.
Oh man.
Dude,
you're lucky, man. If it was one of my brothers on, they'd be like, "Yo, let me $5." I'm like, "Pay my electric bill."
I gotta admit, like I had fun looking through all these. They're really cute. I love the prints. You've been busy too, because you've been hitting a couple of places, some conventions, some
different events and things of that nature. Yeah, I like connecting with people in the community. So whenever I get a chance to like show my artwork and meet people, I'm definitely out there.
Well, that's good, because we know from the convention circuit itself that it's a good way to like get the ear of the people, see what's going on, see how people are looking at your stuff. especially when it comes to books and comics and all that stuff.
I like
y'all
getting
are-
feedback face to face. It's
Go ahead.
people can't lie.
Yeah.
People can't lie
You can
about stuff in your
tell
face. Pretty
if
much.
they like it,
I
if
mean,
they
they can't,
don't
but you
like
can like, it's definitely different than social media stuff. When everybody's
No,
like, "Yeah, I like
those-
it." Like, all right,
social media is so weird.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, social media is just a really interesting utility to use to get all our dreams out there. All the other stuff seems a little bit more like
It
a
can
soap
be,
opera
yeah. It can be, yeah.
or a Spanish soap.
I was talking with writer Greg Wright. He does Monstrous for
Oh,
Source
yeah.
Point. And I was like, man, that guy's a selling machine at conventions. He just
Yes, he is.
goes, and
Yeah.
he kills it. And like, I've had the misfortune of like just tabling like a couple tables down from him, and everyone already had his monster book, and they weren't buying mine. And I was like, dude, like, how do you do it, man? I'm like,
Speak of the devil.
yeah, there it is. Yeah. I get like hung up with like rejection. I'm like, how? And he's like, dude, every moment that you're not selling, you're not selling. So just like, don't worry about it. Like, your book's not for everybody. And for the people that do like it, that's great. And for the ones that don't, just let them go and on to the next person. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And it really kind of let me like not worry so much about like convention interactions.
Yeah, it's definitely where you put your focus. If you focus on the negative stuff, it's just gonna make you feel bummed out about it. Because there's people, I've had people pass by my table and they're like, digital art isn't real art. And I'm like, yeah, say it to my face. Why are you all over there? Here's my tablet, draw. Let's see what you can do.
I like that.
But like, you just notice it's not for everybody. It's just like, don't focus on the people that it's not for. Focus on the people that are actually engaging with you and like your stuff. It'll make you feel a lot better, and it'll make them feel appreciated.
Yeah.
Sometimes
totally.
there's people that'll sit there on social media and are worried about the followers they don't have, and they'll mess up on the engagement with the people that they do have. And then over time, you just start feeling like, what's the point of me supporting this person if they don't care about my support? So just try to stay positive.
I agree. I feel like I know a lot of people say it, but you are your best PR person. You're going to sell your thing better than anybody else can sell it. Even if it's hard for you to sell it, it's just the fact that the passion you show in what you've created comes across. And people like seeing that.
So
definitely, when you can talk about your stuff and you can tell when you talk about your stuff how much you like it, people gravitate towards that.
Yes, absolutely. Your enthusiasm for your work, people feel that, and they're like, yeah, I want to get this because like you're so into it. When I was first doing conventions, I was like really nervous and like timid, and my cousin, he came with me to my first show, and he was like taking his like just cards in his from his wallet and just like smacking them into the palm of his hand like they do in Las Vegas, and he was just like, step right up here, guys, we got something for you. He's just bringing people over, and it really kind of made me realize like it's not enough to just make this stuff. You actually have to go and sell it and promote yourself too.
Yeah, like especially when with the amount of cons me and Ralph just go to, like you can really tell who's actually enthusiastic about what they do and what they actually care about, especially by the demeanor and how they are with their own pieces. I mean, we've done a couple who shall remain nameless where they really did not care at all, but it does rub off on the people around where if you don't care about your stuff, people won't care about what you're doing and why you're even there.
Yeah, totally.
I remember one time I passed by a table, and it was just that I just out of money, and I passed by and say, hey, excuse me, would you like to take a look at my work? And I was like, okay, maybe later. And they're like, yeah, whatever. I was like, yo, dude, you're like, I legit didn't have any money. It wasn't because I'm down to think about it, but it was like, yeah, whatever.
I've seen that before.
That's like that's a crazy attitude, dude. Like I don't know, I don't know.
I've seen
but
people
I've seen
like
it.
that
It's
too,
crazy. Yeah, it's so strange.
You can say like Chris says here, get yourself a me. You can
yeah,
get
Chris, she's like my manager. In New York, if I go to an event, I'm like really quiet and I'll like stay in a corner. and she'll just run around and be like, "This is my sister. You meet her? She's an artist. She drew this," and then she'll like push us together and just walk away. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I talk to people now."
That's great.
That's how it is sometimes. But even with soft-spoken people, I've seen the passion. It's the ones that go, "Yeah, okay, buy, don't buy, whatever." I'm exaggerating a little bit.
No. You're fairly close. You're pretty
Spot on.
close.
Spot on.
There's a bit more nuance to it, but it's fairly close.
As a writer, my thing is like, I never really take it personal if they're not like, if they don't pick up the book. But the biggest compliment that I get is like if I sell issue 1 to somebody on like the Friday of the convention, and then they come back and they pick up the rest of the series on like Saturday or Sunday, that's like, yes, because you know, in my opinion, the artwork sells the first issue, and it's like, if this looks cool, I want to get it. But it doesn't matter how good the art is, though. Like if it's a real stinker of a story, you're not coming back for the rest of the book. So that's my biggest compliment that I get.
That's true, because the only way they'll come back if it's the art's really, really good, you know, and they're like, oh, I like the art, but the story's kind of blah. And most people will decide not to get the rest of the art because the rest of the books because of that. So yeah, you're right. Like when they do come back, you know, it does mean something.
Totally.
I think as a reader, you go through that phase where you just buy stuff for the art, but then eventually you reach a point to like, well, you know what, I want a good story too, and if I can't get both, I'm gonna go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's me 100%. If it doesn't have both, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I can buy one book and go, wow, this art is beautiful, or I'll pick up another one because the cover is nice. It becomes this battle. I'm picking up this book. I'm not really reading it, and that was the big fight I had for a long time because as a collector, I was still collecting, and then I realized I wasn't reading anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, over. It's time to stop this.
Yeah.
And that's when I had to decide to stop because I just wasn't reading the books I had anymore. And I was like, that says a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what you don't want, right? Because that's where your hobby becomes like just this thing that you have to kind of get through, and you want to be enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the whole thing. It's the enjoyment of it. Even if you're just collecting to collect, it's the enjoyment of it. And I felt like half the enjoyment was gone because I wasn't reading anymore. I was getting the books, and you were getting that satisfaction from collecting the books. But I don't know. As a comic book collector, it has to be all of it. It can't be one part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, what I started doing was I started going toward the indie route because I found out that what a large part of it was I just didn't like what Marvel and DC were doing anymore. You know, it just wasn't resonating with me. You know, not to say that their books all suck. I'm just saying that a lot of their books just weren't resonating with me. And it kind of makes sense because they tend to move forward. They tend to move on to the next generation, and you kind of get left behind.
Or just be like me and start in indies and finish in indies.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Hagar started with indies, and he's starting to explode through the indies. But indies are a great place to be. They showcase everything. If you like horror, it's a great place to be because now the bigger imprints are doing some horror, but before there was no horror in the bigger imprints. Maybe like one or two books or something that alluded to horror.
So are you telling me that Spawn is not a horror comic?
Like I said, there were one or two books. You were gonna say, George?
Oh, I just wanted to add in that like one thing that's kind of cool about my series is not to toot my own horn some more, but
you're here to toot your own horn. Go ahead.
It's so this hardcover that you can get on the Kickstarter right now, it's just the start of our world. We have this thing mapped out, like we've been working on it for 4 years. We have 3 one-shots coming out. The first one comes out November 23rd into comic book stores, Cover of Darkness Origins, and then we have 2 more in the spring. and then we have a sequel series that comes out next year, and then we have a series after that that's going to come out in 2024. So this is just the start. It's like kind of, the first movie, and well, it's more than a trilogy, but you know what I mean? Like it's really the start of our world. So you can get in, and it's going to grow with you too. So, and I'm really excited about that, because as a reader, sometimes, a one and done is fun, but sometimes you just want more. And so we're going to give that to you, and they're already done. Like, we're working on like issue like 15 right now.
Nice.
Yeah, behind the
That's
scenes.
always great to hear. Yeah.
So it's like we're waiting for Source Point Press to release these things, and we're really excited about it.
As an avid role player, I have to say that you've created yourself a great universe that can actually lend itself to role playing. You already got one game in there, so you might want to, like, I don't know, consider.
Yeah, absolutely. I get lots of people that'll buy like prints or things like that, and saying like, this is part of my, my D&D campaign. They're a dungeon master, and so they want to get some artwork to kind of theme the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I can see it as soon as I'm looking at it. As soon as you're telling me the stories, I'm like, okay, this is a setting. I can see me playing, having a group play in this setting as a DM, or especially a nice horror type game, or especially for now in October. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. You don't get me going. Yeah, folks, you come in here to geek out, and we geek out. Come on. So Des, I have to admit, like, your art is unique. It's like I said, it has the signature of Des, to me at least. Where did your style come from? And I know you took a little break to actually build your art style even bigger, recently, right?
Yeah, just to practice a little more on the side. I feel like with social media, it was hard drawing stuff and then posting it, and me not being happy with how it looked, but just trying to maintain keeping constant content going. So I just try to slow it down a little bit, try to clean it up, and so that way when I do post stuff, it's a little bit more to my liking. So I did take some time to just work on basics.
I gotta admit, usually you hear that, and the person comes back and you see the same type of art, and you're like, okay, it doesn't bother, because it's great art. But with you actually see the level up that happens because you took that little break. Have you see
Thank
it yourself?
you. That's good to hear. I was worried about that.
So there's my question: do you see it yourself? Because I know you took the break and you brought back, and the art looks amazing.
Sometimes I don't see it. And I think it's like similar to like when someone's losing weight and they're seeing themselves every day, that they don't really notice it.
Right.
But like, if I look at something from like a couple of months ago and then put it side by side with something I'm doing now, I'm like, okay, I see a little bit of a difference. Okay, it's a little bit better. But I don't really notice it off the bat.
Well, Chris is here to tell you that she sees it.
Chris is here to tell me everything. I love her.
Oh, you gotta love that relationship.
Well, it's good to be a little hard on yourself, because that'll mean you'll keep improving. That'll mean, if you see areas where you can improve,
the moment
you will
you feel
improve.
comfortable about it.
Yeah.
The rap. Definitely never try to sit in comfortability at all.
No.
Yeah.
Always trying to improve a little bit. I mean, if I'm not trying to do better, then there's no reason for anybody to like follow or like my stuff or anything like that. It's just gonna be the same thing. Everybody's gonna get bored.
I mean, yeah, if you're not trying to get better at whatever you're doing, even just your regular job, anything in life, man, it's like, what's the point, man? You always gotta try to keep trying to be a better person, always.
Definitely.
I tried to give a compliment similar to what you gave just now, and it didn't go over very well. Do you guys know Todd Knock? He
dude.
We love Todd, yeah.
Yeah, so like
when I was sharing my Todd Knock stuff on my Facebook, Ralph was like, "Yo, man, share that on Bitten Apple, man."
Yeah, exactly.
Then I forgot, and then he said, "Yo, share it on Bitten Apple." Like, he told me in person, share Todd Knock stuff, yo.
So he's like the co-creator of Young Justice there, right?
And he's cool in person.
Peter David. Yeah, he's super nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, I tried to say to him, I'm like, I don't know how to say this, man, but like, you're a great artist, and I've been a fan of yours for a long time. but like, you know, you've like your style is like changed, and like I think you're like doing like your best stuff now, and he didn't like that. He's like, "What's your name, guy?" I'm like, I don't know. At least I was like self-conscious that he didn't like what I said. I was trying to give a compliment.
He was messing with you, dude. You know, he was messing with you. I think.
You think so?
That's how he is. Yeah, he was.
That's how he is. Yeah.
No. Clearly, his older stuff is better. You can clearly see it in the art style, the passion, in the line work, especially in his little details. You can really tell he really liked the older stuff more.
No, I was saying that his new stuff is his best stuff, and he was.
See, Nat told him that he was really angry. That's the difference. He was like, "Get away from my table."
Oh my god.
No, Tadok is great.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy. I've talked to him a couple of times. We've been trying to get him on the show, so we'll see what happens.
Wow, dude.
Did you see him? Like he was cosplaying because he looks like exactly like the Spider-Man, like the old Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse. And he was wearing like the wrong shoes and the sweatpants. He was doing that at conventions for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. His art is beautiful. I've loved it for a long time, and he has this quality to it. Like you said, it's funny because it has this 80s feel to it, but it's a modern 80s feel to it, and it gets better and better as time progresses. You're absolutely right.
He's not doing a lot of interiors. He's doing a lot of covers, and I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? Put Todd Knock on this book. What's wrong with you? Like, there's a lot of comics with bad art. Not naming names, but there's a lot of comics that Todd Knock can do, man. I'm like,
oh man. You gotta love it. Art is fantastic. It's always growing. It's always moving forward. And
yeah, you remember when he did the Spider-Man meets Barack Obama issue? That was awesome. I think they fist bumped each other. Oh, dude, that was awesome. Just like Obama, man. It's crazy.
Oh, and Chris says, because I gotta keep going with this. Haha, love you too.
Have a little talk with her later.
Oh man, well, at least it's always good to have supportive family, because I know sometimes, especially in the industry, you get that weird what are you doing? You're drawing cartoons and
I got a lot of that. When I first started, my mom hated it. My mom was like, all you're doing is sitting by the computer, doing nothing, drawing your little things. And now it's like, oh, look, it's great. You're making money from it? Oh, I'm like, yeah, Mom. Yeah. That's what I was doing.
I was gonna say that, especially in the Spanish family, they're like, stop messing around with your what is it? Libros de muñequitos.
Yes. I heard that all day.
Your cartoon books.
All day.
Oh, Mom, if I sell these books, I can make a lot of money. You can make money?
Yeah, that changes everything. Changes everything.
And I had a lot of friends growing up, and their parents were always like on top of them. There were some great artist friends that I had that I wish they would have continued to do what they were doing, but they were like disheartened by their family. So it's always hard to like move forward as an artist, as a writer, as whatever you're trying to do. Because I know that there are a lot of villains out there trying to stop us.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think with my family, I'm just a rebel. And I was like, you're not telling me what to do. I'm going to draw because I want to draw. And just kept it going.
Well, even
over time, they respected it. Like, I had an event, and I went, and I came back, and my grandfather was like, what are you doing? I was like, drawing. He's like, you made money? It's like, yeah. He goes, okay, good. I was like, okay. And I guess that was the seal of approval for my grandfather. So, I just kept it going.
Well, when you're young too, like even if they're not like totally discouraging, but there's like, oh, you got to get a day job. You're not gonna be able to support yourself with that. So that can be like your hobby or whatever. It really takes the wind out of your sails a lot. So I try not to do that with my daughter. I'm just like, you can do anything. You can do anything you want to do. You just, it's a lot of work. You just got to work hard. And you can do it.
Yeah, as long as you push them and they're serious about it, and you encourage them and nurture that whole thing, then that's awesome. for me, it was more like I'm gonna prove you wrong. I think I'm just super.
One piece of advice that I heard was if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. If
Yeah.
you treat it like a job, it'll pay like a job. And so that's one thing that I took to heart, and I really I put in like full days, like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to though, because it's just as much as you love what you're doing, it's also a job that you're doing. It's just that you love your job. So if you don't put in the respect, if you don't respect it the way it should be respected, then you're not gonna get that respect back.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's funny that you're saying all that, because one of the biggest hits I got was when I was younger. I was still I think it was in high school, and I was talking to an English teacher on how I wanted to become a writer, and then that English teacher decided to tell me, "Oh, don't worry about that. You'll never become a writer."
What?
Yeah, you never become a writer.
Yeah.
But if you want to write technical manuals, because I was in a vocational school at that time. I think you can do that, and I'm like, what? And it's so funny that
that's a horrible teacher. What
exactly.
You're not supposed to do that,
dude.
What?
And it's funny because a lot of the times people ask me, your love of writing came from, I go, history teachers. Because I had some of the greatest history teachers, and they were characters, and they loved the whole reason they loved history, because it was a story that they were telling, and they would tell it like a story, and they would share all these bits and pieces of history with you. And I got my passion from the history teachers on to continue writing, because the English teacher, he really messed me up for a while.
I mean, the only thing I can say is that might have been reverse psychology, because if you tell somebody, "Hey, I want to do something," you tell them you'll never do it. If you quit right then and there, then you weren't
You were meant to.
You didn't have it in you. You didn't. So that's the only thing I can think of. Either that, he was a jerk. Jeez, good Lord,
I'm gonna want to think in your direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much. I don't think we get to talk too much about here on the show. But there's a lot of obstacles in your way to doing what we do. And we're our own worst critics as it is.
Right.
And then when we get people on top of us that are telling us what our brain is already telling us, that's when the bad thing comes together, because you're like, well, you're already saying this, and now somebody else is telling you the same thing you're telling yourself. Let me ask both of you, how do you guys get out of that rut? Because then that happens, and maybe we can help somebody else out there.
I think as far as improving yourself, and you have to really have an objective eye and try and step away from yourself and saying, hey, this is awesome, this is great, or and try and look at it and compare it to other things and say, how does this stack up, and what am I doing right? I kind of liken it to putting a backsplash on a tile thing. It's when I first started writing, I didn't really know how to write. I had been reading comics for 20 years, and I was 25 years, and I was I've read enough of these. I know how to do it. And same thing with putting up a kitchen backsplash. You've seen it, you know how to do it if you try and figure it out. But it's having the patience and the determination to fix your mistakes, right? And so you go back and it's hey, wait, that tile's crooked, I'm going to straighten that out. Oh, the grout's too much here, I need to wash that off, and just make it right, and make it as good as you possibly can, and put the work in, and try and be objective. That's kind of my advice.
I agree with that. I think it's also about putting yourself in a community of people that are friends and of that same creative atmosphere. Friends, not yes men, but people that can actually critique you in a positive way, to enforce positive reinforcement type of a deal. Learn from, if people are saying that you're not good enough, think, why am I not good enough? Or what can I do to improve to make them think otherwise? So I think about it in that aspect, is changing it and making them understand that this is what I want to do, or how can I improve. But definitely surrounding yourself with the right people has been super helpful for me. And if you can't find a community, then you build your own community, and you go from there.
That's pretty good advice. My whole thing ended up being that I decided that I am writing for myself anyway. So it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I'm not going to
Alright,
say
so
I'm not going to take any critique from anybody. I'm just saying that the reason I'm writing is because I get a kick out of myself. And I feel like I've kept that going, because some people read something they'll like it, some people read something they won't like it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And as time has gone on, as I've seen the fan base of things explode, and they get toxic, you have to find a way to pull yourself, or either get thick skin, because we have to have thick skin in what we do, or you have to realize, well, they don't like that story because they had their own story in their head of how this was going to go, and it's not going in the way they wanted it to go.
Right.
I'm like, okay, cool. If you like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
I think
definitely is helpful. You just can't take anything too personal. Everybody has their own opinions.
Yeah.
It might not line up with yours. That doesn't mean that what you're doing is not good enough.
That's totally true. I think like one of the criticisms that I ran into with the Cover of Darkness quite a bit was, oh, there's too many characters, and I can't understand, how do these stories connect? And I'm like, well, then it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people didn't like Game of Thrones because there was, too many characters. But, yeah, and it's like, who's who and what's going on? Okay. A lot of people love Game of Thrones too. If I had a fraction of the success of Game of Thrones, I'd be ecstatic. So, you can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah. And it's funny because you're saying that because there's styles of books. Maybe you don't like that style of book, or one of the things I've always come across is, if you don't like something, you're not going to be a fan of it, and it's very difficult for you to actually critique it in a way where you pull yourself out of the fact that you don't like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
how dare you not make something that I enjoy? I need to be able to enjoy something. So everything an artist creates, I must like it. How dare you tell me such a thing? You see everybody now taking a sip is because they know that I'm right. My opinion is correct.
Go ahead, George.
I love horror movies.
No, we're just playing a game. Every time Nat talks, we take a sip. That's all.
All right, so take another sip, bro.
All right.
But I don't love all horror movies. Like, if there's like too much gore and it's like too full on, and I'm like covering my eyes and I can't, and it's just not for me. If it's just, if people are just getting absolutely. I watched the new Hellraiser movie, and like they're just like, and it's a good movie.
How was it?
It's a good movie, but there's too much gore for my liking. I was like, oh, geez, this is a lot. So like that's just my own preference. Other people might be like, it's amazing, there's so much gore. I'm like,
I mean, to be fair, me and Tony are the Rob Zombie monster apologists.
I liked it.
I know.
I'm surprised people didn't like it. It shocks me. I mean,
me and you both liked it. Me and you were like the only ones who did.
I mean, like, did you not watch the TV show? It was like the same thing. It was like, I don't know.
That's the feeling I got from it, was that he was paying homage to the TV show, and but you know how it is. They people.
But it's funny when they take something that's old and they like remake it and then do something new, and then people say, "No, man, we wanted it to be just like it was." It's like, well, this is why they don't make things just like they were. This is why.
It's a prequel.
I mean, geez, I don't know. Some people was like, I want it to be darker. Like the Addams Family was like, well, it's not the Addams Family. It's the Bucksters. It was not the Addams Family from like the 2000s, 90s, because that's what Addams Family is now. It's not that. It's, I don't know. I liked it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to appeal to the younger demographics, okay? Because it needs to be TikTokable. If you can't take it into a 5-minute chunk and resend it, then it's a terrible show. How dare you promote something that is a terrible show, Tony? Go ahead and take a sip.
You heard him, Tony. Sure. There you go.
And I didn't even watch it because the reviews were so bad, and I was interested in it.
Watch it.
I liked it. I don't know. You
watch
might not like it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think you'll like it, especially because it feels like it's probably in your vein of what you're doing. I think Des would like it, especially because it has that nice feel of 60s warpness, artsy. Ugh.
I saw some of it and I turned it off. I'm more of a gory person, unfortunately.
Well, the Wednesday series coming. That'll be up your alley. Wednesday.
Wednesday
I'll
is
check
looking
that one
good.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like where they're going in that direction with Wednesday, where it is Wednesday from the '90s movies.
Yeah.
And notice how Ralph didn't even suggest it to me because he knows I'm not gonna like it because that's what everybody thinks I am. Well, guess what, Ralph? I didn't watch it for your sake.
We all know that Matt
Thank
hates
you, Tony.
everything except for Sonic
Oh,
the
you're
Hedgehog. Oh, of
I'd
course,
like
I have to
to-
add this in. Chris says, I've always been her #1 fan.
Aw.
How cute.
While we're talking movies here, I'd like to shout out my YouTube channel. It's
Yeah, go
called
for it.
at Inside Movies 1. If you put that into the search bar, it's me and 3 other comic book writers and artists reviewing mostly 80s and 90s action movies. But we're on a horror kick right now. We just did like Child's Play and Friday the 13th and the Descent, and so yeah, come on over, check us out at Inside Movies at Inside Movies 1, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's once a week we do it.
It sounds like it. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
Thanks.
I think we are at the mark, folks. So starting with George, go ahead. Tell them you just started it, so you might as well continue it. Tell them your social media. Tell them where to find you. Tell them all the good stuff they need to know.
So the best place to find me is on Instagram. It's at Comic Book George, and I have a Kickstarter live right now for the hardcover and card game of Cover of Darkness. It's kind of like Game of Thrones meets the Universal Monsters, really. So if you like horror and fantasy and you want to mash those things up together, stop on by. Just type in Cover of Darkness into Kickstarter and it'll pop right up.
As you can see right here on the side, just to mention it again, there are $2,000, $2,192, 46 backers, 19 days to go, people. Let's push this thing forward. Let's get them funded, and then let's get them over to a nice, comfortable place where they can make more books and keep the dream alive.
And I was #1.
Awesome.
Of course, Hagar has to mention that he was #1, and he usually is. All right, Des, go ahead, do your thing.
I'm Dzhelasi. You can follow me on Instagram at DZHELASI. That's usually where I put all my updates. I will be having more snack bats coming soon. And any updates with the comic and the new kids book will be up there as well. That's really it.
There you go. Straight from Instagram.
Nice, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was a couple pieces in here. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I try to switch it up.
This is really switched, man. And you can see the difference. Look at that.
Yeah,
two
so
different
people are
styles.
surprised when I'm like, oh yeah, I do, traditional stuff too. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, see?
Oh, flowers.
Yeah, I had a feeling that the Instagram would come in handy. Look all this stuff. Look all this beautiful stuff. These bats look really cute.
Thank you.
Of course, there's our friends again.
Yes.
Mr. Ghost and Mr. Bat. Mr. Pumpkin Bat.
Jack.
Dude, man, that is yeah, I think you got something there. You definitely do. Oh, your book, is it coming out soon? The storybook.
I'm gonna say no, but I do have the storybook that's out. It's called Monstery
There you
Donstery
go.
Doc.
That's what I was talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, this one's out already.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Victoria Hyla Maldonado, and I did all the illustrations here. It's kind of like Hickory Dickory Dock rendition with monster bats. So each of also rats, little mice. No bats in this one. But yeah. So yeah, I did the artwork for that, and then we're gonna be doing a couple of series with some of the little mice from here, and
Cute.
that's all on my Instagram as well. You check in the bio. There's a link.
That's what I was talking about because I remember seeing it. I remember talking to you about it. And I remember going, we need to have you on and talk about
Yeah, yeah, that came out last year, but we're still pushing it this year, and then we're gonna be pushing the series a little bit more.
Well, it's
And then-
perfect, especially for this time of year. That's actually perfect. You know, all the youngins want those nice little stories that are not scary, but at the same time they're spooky.
Oh yeah, the kids love it. Like the little
Yeah.
interactions between the mice and stuff.
Mhm.
Every time it gets read to a kid, they're like cracking up. So it's fun to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love watching the kids when they it's spooky.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Wait. That's right. All right, guys. You guys have anything to add to this before we go?
No, just thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me too.
I see
He's
that.
just ignoring us tonight, guys.
That's what I said. I see Nat has something to say.
He's just ignoring us.
All right, Nat. Either you say it or you go. Hurry up. Decide.
All right. Listen, at any moment I can drop. I'm surprised I haven't. But thank you all for coming. Wait, no, wrong script. No, wrong script. この番組は Grand no sponsor. Wrong script. Show on Monday, 7:30 possibly, and show on next Wednesday, 10:30 possibly. Is this still
Thursday
today? Is this right? Thursday?
Yeah, we're gonna do a special show on Thursday for all the spookiness that is happening because we've had a lot of people hit us up with all their spectacular spookiness. So we're gonna try to get a bunch of people together on Thursday. A bunch of guests. It's gonna be a nice spooktacular for you guys to pop up on and check out. Hey, I have a big plan going. Let's see what happens.
Now, are we talking about Thursday or tomorrow?
No, next Thursday. Not tomorrow. Next Thursday. I need a little time to get people together.
Exactly. So with that all out of the way, この番組は Grand no sponsor. We're still wrong script. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm good.
I thought you were gonna say Flushmallow.
Oh, you want? Okay, Floofschmallow. Go follow Floofschmallow on Instagram, Twitter. They are getting close to a very special project.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Certain things are currently in motion. They are looking amazing. And yeah.
Of course, Flushmallow is our Applebite Shen, and she does amazing, beautiful art herself. And if I can keep talking here for a minute, I can probably pop it up.
Don't worry. So I'll pitch you the idea, guys. Just imagine a comfy, floofy marshmallow drawing, and it's just a stuffed marshmallow bunny dog that's just looking at you and drawing.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, if you notice on her Instagram, she actually has a new profile picture. She hasn't uploaded the image yet.
Oh yeah, I love that new profile picture. Me and her were discussing it recently. It is an amazing piece she made of self-profiling in a cartoon way.
And she did it all in a day. And there's lore behind that character.
Oh, she's really working it. So you guys, if you get a chance, go check out Floof. She does amazing
Wait,
stuff.
scroll up, show it.
Oh, hold on.
Show the profile.
You want me to show the profile? Okay, hold on.
Just scroll up. Just scroll up. There we go.
It's nice and cute. Can't click into it. But
Oh, that's not the special one. There's a special one.
Yeah, I know. All right, folks, there you have it. Of course, Shen is an Applebite, and for more Shen, tune in for our coverage on Anime NYC, where Tony, Nat, and hopefully myself will be running around the convention center, showcasing all our amazing Anime NYC picks.
Oh, it's a long list right now.
Yes, it is.
And then I guess I got to get my stuff out of the way then.
Yep. Hurry up, George.
Shut your face.
Sorry, Stan.
All right. If you haven't checked out my book yet, here's my book.
You sound like him too.
I'll take that. Back cover of
man.
Cover of Darkness on Kickstarter, Lost Lake on Kickstarter, Left Turns on Kickstarter, all Source Point projects. Grandma
I'm actually working with the guys from Left Turn to be on the show because Dirk sent them over to me, so hopefully we'll have them on soon.
Okay.
I backed Lost Lake. Yeah. That's Josh Kovacs' book there.
Yeah. He's exactly.
End of this month, Dirk has a massive announcement to make, which I'm looking very much forward to.
Is it his birthday party invitations? I'm still waiting.
You're waiting. Please. Get on my level, son.
I just saw him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. And you said his name wrong. If you like wrestling and you like comics, next month, Arn Anderson comic. Have I said enough about Source Point already? I don't know.
I think you've covered a good majority of the things that need to be covered.
Okay. Well, then,
we love Source Point Press here as well. Go check them out. They do amazing work, and they have a huge catalog of books from horror to superhero to it's just all over the place. Whatever your preference, whatever your taste, Source Point Press probably has it, so go check them out. Roaming Tony.
Let's see. We're gonna drink what I talk. Friday's the final episode of Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Die. I've never talked about it, so I'm looking forward to talking about series. I love that show. It's the last episode, 100 episodes. It's gonna end. What else? I'm gonna see Black Adam on Saturday, so I'll talk about that. So far everybody hates it, so I think I'm gonna like it.
Same.
Dude,
Same.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as I started getting the reviews, I'm like, freak. That means I'm gonna like this movie.
Yep, exactly. I feel the same way.
Does this mean I'm gonna extremely hate it?
No, because everybody hates it. So now you're up in the air. So you might actually like it.
I don't know, man. I like the Sonic movies.
So do
A
I.
lot of people hated the Sonic movie.
No, more people like the Sonic
movie.
movies.
Yeah, I haven't run into people who hated it.
Oh yeah, I know a couple.
Well, and then what else? Hopefully, I haven't done a type up in a long time. So hopefully, I'll try to do one next Tuesday. Might not cover everything.
Had like a major type up coming.
Yeah, I may not cover everything. I'll just whenever it's backed up, I'll just cherry pick the certain things that I like. So I don't talk about things that I don't like so much.
Chainsaw Man, Tony. Chainsaw Man.
Underwhelmed, man. But I think that the hype was too. They would think the hype was too high. I think we were supposed.
Oh no, the hype is definitely way too big.
Yeah, I think it was. It's good. It's good, but I think what we were expecting. I don't know. I was expecting, Jujutsu Kaisen Part 2. That's not what we got.
Animation wise, though.
No,
Manga is killing.
Great. No, animation wise is great. It's just like that's the direction I was expecting.
Shoot, just in the intro alone, you know how many references are in there?
Yeah. Yeah, the intros and endings are great and everything. It just, I don't know. Like I said, I think the hype was way too high though.
Because the manga is really good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can tell you that people were going crazy over it all over the place. I'm just on the outskirts of the anime, and it got into my circle, and I was like, okay.
Because your circle needs money, and so now they're coming to us.
Yeah. The Bleach has been good, man. Bleach.
You really like the Bleach?
I mean, they actually did a better job with this than they did with the other parts.
I don't know.
They brought the violence last week. And what else was we good? Love Alternative. Oh, it just because if you watch that show, it was all happy-go-lucky. Hey, I'm gonna save the world, and then the last few episodes, they reminded you how dark Love Alternative can be. Or oh my God, it just that's been great. The Urusei Yatsura. Oh, dude, that was.
Oh, and Spy Family came back.
Yeah, Spy Family. Oh, yeah.
I knew they were coming back because they were all over New York Comic Con.
Yeah, My family came. Yo, this season's bonkers, man. I'm watching like 13 shows, man. That's like counted.
I know this season's packing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. A lot of geeking out here, all different places. We are at the end of our show. I see Chris is already applauding us. All right, Chris, thanks for being there.
Hey.
Thanks, Chris.
And with that, folks, I'll do what
Best
I always
sister ever.
do. I'll press the button, and we're